Hello YouTube, this is Asiel and I am here making this quick video for you guys. This video is a personal video. It is a personal story that I have decided to share with all of you. This is a story about how I worked, what I've done to help myself to stop being shy. Through my life and what I've had to do and how I had to accept myself. And this is just a little story. And I'll tell you guys how this video came to be. So I was technically writing down my video topics. And as I was writing down the video topics, I'm talking with one of my friends. And I'm telling my friend that I have a certain amount of videos already uploaded for YouTube that are going to be out in a certain date and whatnot. And my friend tells me that he is very shy, that he's very camera shy. When he told me that he was very camera shy, I had this quick moment of, not an epiphany, but I had this like flashback. I had this flashback to when I used to be younger. And that inspired me to like say an advice to him, and then it inspired me to create this particular video. So when I was younger, and this is when I was like less than 14 years old, when I was around that age, less than 14, I never wanted to be recorded. I was never photogenic. I don't feel like I'm too photogenic. I think I'm better in person, but I never wanted to be photographed, and I never wanted to be recorded. And what bothered me out of it to the most was the recording. I never wanted to be recorded. I never wanted to be recorded because I didn't like the way I looked. So I never really paid attention to that until years later, so for a few years, those years of my life from like 9 till 13, let's say, I never wanted to be recorded, and I would always try to avoid it as much as possible. Until one day, I ended up having an epiphany. I had an epiphany, and I thought about it, and I was like, I need to be honest with myself. I need to be honest what's going on with me and what's happening with me. I noticed that I was shy at certain things, but I wasn't shy at other things, because I've always been a very like confident person, but I still had limits. I had limits that I knew there was no reason for them to be there. They were just there, and there were limits that around that. I've always felt mature, like very mature for my age. So around that age, I was noticing that I had personal limits that I was not happy with. One of those limits was the fact that I was obviously gay, and I wasn't out of the closet, because I am gay, or at least I identify myself as a queer man. But the point was, I wasn't out of the closet, and I hadn't fully accepted that about myself. Although I had accepted it to myself, I hadn't accepted it about myself, okay? And I realized that day, it was just like one of those little epiphanies. I realized, and I was like, I just don't love myself enough. So I realized I'm so shy at certain things, one of them being to get recorded. I'm shy because I'm afraid. I was afraid at that point. I was afraid for me to see what other people saw. Because when you get recorded, obviously your mannerisms are recorded, and when you're viewing a situation from first person point of view, you obviously are being used, so you don't notice your personal mannerisms. But when you look at it from a third person point of view, hence the point of view of a camera that's recording you, you see all these mannerisms and all these things that are like wrong with you, and then you become very much more judgmental because you're now seeing your physicality from another point of view. So I noticed that I had this personal issue. I was very camera shy because of my mannerisms and my movements, and because I was out to myself. I knew I was gay, but I wasn't out to the world as being gay. I didn't want to be perceived as being gay at that age. And this stems from my background, from being Cuban and from having this machismo and this Hispanic thing, and that guys have to behave a certain way and that we have to act a certain way, and then society overall with all these rules and all these things that we all have to do and we all have to follow and we all have to be and all this crap. But anyways, I had that like pressure in me, but at first I thought it was the gay thing. That is a funny part. The funny part was that it was the gay thing. In the beginning, I was just like, I need to come out of the closet because because I'm gay and I'm not being myself with my family and whomever. And I feel like that's constricting me. But me being me, obviously, and advice number one of the video is meditate and sit on it and sit and think about it. So I continued to investigate more and more about myself, and I realized, or like to try and understand me, and I realized I was like, the gay thing is a portion of it, because I realized at that point I had another epiphany. I love epiphanies. Maferefun Ori. Ori is the best because Ori, my God, like, we get blown away. I get blown away with the things that happen when you open yourself to the universe and the universe opens up to you, and you just stop thinking of yourself as just this physicality. If you go deeper into your mind, you're so much more. The point is that Maferefun Ori, because Ori gives me all these different perspectives to look at things that are amazing. Anyways, amazing. The point is, so I realized I had another epiphany, and I realized that the gay part is just simply was a part of. I realized that I wasn't accepting myself fully. I hadn't fully accepted Asiel, or who I am in this incarnation. And I realized that it was just my attitude. You know, I hadn't fully accepted me, and I hadn't been comfortable with me being me, and not caring about what others had to say, that so I couldn't be me. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, but anyways, finally I decided, and I was like, you know what, the first step that I need to do is come out of the closet. I need to come out of the closet because I want to be me. I am me. I have nothing to worry about because I am me. And I realized that at that point, this is when I was 14. Like, I came out of the closet when I was 14. I came out of the closet on October 3rd, 14 years ago. Whatever that is. 2001. 14 years. Whatever. The point is, 14 years ago, as of this video, on October 3rd, I came out of the closet. And that was my first step. Because I sat there and I told myself, I need to love me. I need to be me, and I need to accept me. I hadn't accepted myself at that point. I was going through middle school and high school, or starting high school and whatnot. And my freshman year of high school, I remember that people, because I was gay, so because I am gay, I started trying to socialize with other gay people and like try and find people and find myself and, you know, accept me and whatever. And I realized that there was some pressure, and I had never been someone that had fallen under peer pressure until I got to high school. And then I fell under peer pressure under like the stupidest things. It was such a minuscule thing that I wanted to change out myself, and it was the hair on my legs. I got paranoid because I was surrounded by white people. I'm Hispanic, Cuban, Cuban men tend to be a little hairy, or, you know, we tend to be a little furry. But anyways, and I was around all these other people. I was around Puerto Ricans who were either completely bald, like they had, or hairless in the body, or they would shave, and they was like, oh my God, hair, ew. Everybody had something to do with the freaking hair. I got so upset. Anyways, the point was that because of this hair situation on my legs, on top of that, I mean, it's all over my body, but anyways, it was the legs that was bothering people the most, and then I eventually started getting self-conscious. This was a 2-week period, people. It lasted for 2 weeks exactly, that I started shaving my legs. And I started shaving my legs, and it would take me 2 hours to very painful hours of shaving my legs. It was just like up an inch and cleaning it with the water, and up another inch and then cleaning with the water, up another inch because I'm hairy. So it lasted 2 weeks. By the end of the second week, I sat down again and I analyzed. And that's when I was just like, you know what? This is too bad. I am too fabulous. I am too good. I am too happy with myself to care about anybody else or anything or whatever. And that's when I stopped. I stopped shaving my legs. I stopped trying to fit in. I stopped being shy. I stopped everything, and I came out of the closet. And I was like, you know what? I don't give a damn. I came out of the closet to my parents because I knew that I could trust my parents, and because I knew that it was going to be okay, and because I knew that they already knew. They were just it was an unspoken knowing in the house. You know, everybody knew, but nobody spoke about it, and it was very obvious. So I knew that I could come out, and I was just at a point that I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to come out. The coming out was, again, the first step, but it was the first step. It was a portion of the whole thing, but it was the first step that was the foundation for everything else. Because coming out because being gay and being your personality, whether you're gay, bi, straight, transgender, questioning, whatever, your personality usually has something, or is indirect link to your sexuality. You know, for the most part, your personality is and your sexuality are usually one thing, or the way you behave, the way you portray yourself, the way you see yourself. So the minute I came out, and I knew that part of me was just good, the rest of me just went even better. The point is that I accepted myself. I went through and I sat there and I analyzed myself and I spoke to myself, and I then started looking at myself. I looked at my body. I looked at my hair, my scalp. I looked at my ears. I looked at the back of my ears with mirrors like that. I looked at my neck. I looked at everything. I looked all the way from the top of my head to my toes, to in between my toes, to the sole of my feet, to my ankles. I looked at me. I looked at my physicality. I looked at this body that I'm in, and I realized that I'm not this body. I realized that I am whatever the heck I am, but I am not this body, and neither are you. And the point was that I accepted that the way that I am, the way that you are, is just perfectly perfect, and the way that we look has nothing to do with anything. It's just simply the way that we look, and we look in ways that we want to look. Like right now, I just decided to make the video, and I didn't care, you know, like I don't care how my hair is, because I'm just enjoying making the video, and I'm enjoying expressing myself at this point. And the point is that I also have a goal, and I need to make the video. So I'm at a point that I'm just enjoying. I enjoy. I bask on the camera, and I bask on the camera. I'm just not camera shy. The point is that I accepted myself so much. I accepted my entire body. I accepted my being. I accepted my likes. I accepted the fact that I was different from other people. I accepted the fact that I wanted to be home and read, and that I like to learn, and that I like to watch movies, and I like to meditate, and I like to light candles, and I like to plant, and I like to do things. I'm a homebody, so I like to do things in the house. And when I do go out, it's like I pick and choose where I go and how I go and what happens. And I like being me. And being me is what allows me to just simply be. It's what allows me to just simply not care. It's what allows me to follow my heart, and to make these videos, and to follow my faith, and to worship Orisha, and to do things, because there's so much pressure out there, you guys. There's so much pressure from within you, and there's so much pressure from without you. And lots of times, it's all this pressure boils down to the fact that you just don't accept yourself. You're trying to put up a persona that society is telling you to do, or that the peer pressure of your friends, or the pressure from your parents and your family members. You have to be a doctor, you have to have this house and this wife or husband and this many kids, and you have to have this much money and this. And it's a lot of pressure. Like, I just want to be fucking me. Whoops, I didn't mean to say that, but whatever. I'm a spiritual person that just wants to be me. I like spirituality, and I accept that about myself, and I accept the fact that I like to read books, and I accept the fact that I like to bead, and I like to do crafty things, and I like to do whatever. And that just comes from internalizing the fact that this is just my life, and there's nothing that can stop you, and there's nothing to be shy about. There was a point that I was shy about my hair because my hair started curling, like these little things to the side, they started coming out and then they curl, and like it's like I would get so shy, and I would spend all this time like trying to do that. Like, no, you know what, then let it curl, and if you don't like it, then don't look at it, and that's all good with me. All I always tell people is you have to accept yourself. If I live 25 years, 50 years without knowing this person, then that means you can live that many years without knowing that person also. So be you, accept you for who you are. The way that I accepted myself, by looking in the mirror, by analyzing myself. Analyze yourself, look at yourself in the mirror. If you're fat, if you're heavy set, if you're semi-heavy, if you have a muffin top, if you have whatever, chichos, whatever it is that you call them, you know, whatever, what, you don't like your hair, you don't like this, you don't like that, analyze it. Why don't you like it? Be honest with yourself, people. Stop lying to yourself. You cannot lie to yourself. The more you lie to yourself, the least that you're going to get anywhere. The more you lie to yourself, the least happy you're going to be. If you keep trying to please your mother and your father and your brother and your sister and your neighbors and the neighbors' neighbors and the neighbors' cousins' neighbors, so the neighbors in the other country, because they're gonna talk crap, and I can't even talk. The crap that they're gonna talk is gonna get back to your parents, and what is your parents gonna say? Because those people in another country were saying something about you. Like, who cares? Who cares, people? Be you. Do what makes you happy. You know what makes me happy? It makes me happy to make videos and to make a fool out of myself, because I don't feel like I'm making a fool out of myself, because I feel like I'm inspired to make these videos, because I enjoy making the video, and because now I accept myself to the point that I don't give a damn. So I just make the video because I want to make a video, because I want to have a YouTube channel, because I want to be all over YouTube. And that's pretty much it. So, and now I don't have a problem looking gay and being feminine or being me, because I'm just being me. Like, if I want to be masculine, I'll be masculine. If I want to be feminine, I'll be feminine. The point is, I just accepted me. My advice is, accept yourself. Analyze yourself. Analyze your orisha. Analyze why am I a child of this particular orisha. I'm a child of Ochum. Oh my God, Ochum Moriyeo. It makes so much sense why I'm a child of Ochum. I am a child of Ochum, and I love it. I love my physical mother. I love my spiritual mother. And I love all women. I love them so much that I'm gay. That is how much I love women. I love them so much I can't touch them. They're so sacred. They're so sacred, I just look at them. Anyways, the point is, accept yourself. Analyze yourself. Why don't you like this? Why does this bother you? Why does that person, why does this make me sad? Why does that person make me sad? What's going on in your life, people? If you're not liking something in your life, you have the power to change it. Ask your Ori to help you to change it. Ori is everything. Ori is you. Watch my video on Ori, because I will get deeply into Ori. Ori is amazing. Ori will give you a perspective into everything and things that you never thought possible. Open your Ori. Open your consciousness. Open your mind. Open it up. That is the point of Orisha. That is the point of getting crowned and initiating. It's because you're getting crowned. A crown is not a little thing. A crown is beautiful. It's magnificent. It represents royalty, people. It represents that you are a king. You are God. You are a goddess. The pharaohs, the kings and the queens of old were all considered physical manifestations of God, of the goddess. You are a god. You are a goddess. I am a god. I am a goddess too. I'm just me. The point is, analyze everything. Think about it. Sit down and be honest, people. That's the number one thing. It's always to be honest. I had to be honest with myself. I had to be honest with the fact that I'm gay. I had to be honest with the fact that I can be feminine. I have to be honest with the fact that I like to be funny. I like to be honest with the fact that I like to be introverted. But I am a social introvert. I had to be honest with the fact that I like to have a certain number of close friends, because that's just how I naturally am. I had to analyze everything about me, and I'm okay with it. And I also had to accept the fact that there's things that nothing is ever permanent, and there are certain things that are just there for a few years, a few months, a few days, a few hours, a few minutes, a few seconds. Their thoughts, their ways of beings, and everything changes, and you're constantly changing. And the more that you try to hold on to a perfect ideal of yourself, the least you're going to be, and the least you're going to live, and the least happy your heart will feel. Accept the fact that you're constantly changing. There's foods that you eat now that you were not eating 20 years ago, 15 years ago, or 5 years ago, or even last month. Okay? There's everything about you is constantly changing, but you need to accept the fact of your core qualities, the qualities of what makes you, what you feel that makes you you. Something that makes me me, that I feel that makes me me, is teaching. I like to teach. I like to talk. I like to learn. I like to, but only about my topics, obviously, because that's what I like. So I will get deep into any of my topics because I like them, because I have a passion for them, because my heart starts racing and I'm just, whoa, and I just go off. The point is that I like it and I accept it about myself. I accept the fact that when I like something, I put my heart into it. You have to accept the fact that you are you and you are different from other people, and that is okay. And if there's people around you, things and situations around you that are not allowing you to be you, it is okay for you to release those things. Everything is going to be okay. You're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. And everybody's going to be okay. You're going to survive. Remember that there's issues, that there were problems and situations years ago that you probably were very mad about, that you were very sad about, that you thought the world was going to end. And now you're here watching my video and none of it matters. You probably haven't even thought about some of those situations in a long time. So nothing matters, people. Just simply be you. If you are liked, you're liked. If you're not liked, then you're not liked. You have to like yourself. I feel like when you finally accept yourself, and this is a constant work, guys, and boys and girls. This is not a like a wait and like a thing and you're done. Like, I constantly am working on myself. I'm constantly working on what I like, what I don't like, what I want to do, what I don't want to do, and whatnot. The point is that when you accept it, when you fully accept it, you're just not gonna care. You're not gonna care if you have friends. You're not gonna care if you don't have friends. You're not gonna care what your family has to say. You don't gonna care what the neighbors have to say. You don't care about anything because you're gonna be okay with yourself. You're gonna be at peace with yourself. And that is the whole point of life. At least that's what I think the point of life is. I'm only 25. Yeah, I'm 25. As of now, as of this recording, I'm 25, so I'm just getting to know myself. I'm just starting. But this is what I'm doing. This is what's helping me. This is what other people that come to me, when they speak to me, they say certain things about me, and this is what I have to tell them. This is what I do. Like, people ask me questions of how do I do this? How do I manage that? How do I deal with this? This is what I do. I analyze. I sit there and I analyze. I analyze my feelings. I analyze my thoughts. I analyze the situation. And I look at the positive and I find the reason, and I let it go and I accept it. Everything is always going to be okay. It just sucks when something negative is going on. When something that you don't like is going on in your life, it's usually a negative time for you, or what we call a negative time. But when you realize that even those times will have something to teach you, you will start changing your perspective. So, the message of this video, once again, be you, like I'm being me. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching my YouTube videos, and I will see you in the next video. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Asiel. Please remember to share my videos. If you like one of my videos, share them with your friends, your family members, and your acquaintances. And sit there and analyze yourself, I guess is all I have to say. Analyze your situations in your life. Anyways, thank you so much, you guys, for watching me. Ache, 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 do.